Hi, guys, and welcome back to Reads Readers with your host, Clint. And we are here today for the Fiction Falls live show discussion of Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss.
I
Maas
forgot to grab mine
Moss.
from over there.
Wait, she only has one A in her last name? I've
Yeah.
been typing it
Yeah.
wrong. I put two A's and I'll have to fix the title then.
I think it's
Um,
because Sarah J. Maas.
I was just thinking that very much.
Same. Um, so we're just going to go around and do our introductions and starting ratings. And I'm going to let Amanda kick us off.
I don't know. Hi everyone. My name is Amanda from Amanda's Booktopia. I gave this one a 2-star because it was very triggering for me. Some of the things that happened in this book reminded me of a time in my life that I saw one of my loved ones um, go through something similar. And it was really hard for me then, and reading it again in this was just too much for me. And so yeah, it wasn't really the book for me, and unfortunately I probably will not be continuing this series, but that's just because of my personal things that I've been through. But not everybody has gone through the same thing, so hopefully other people enjoy this more than I did. You could go on down to Louise now.
So I'm Louise. I was really hoping I wouldn't be the first one, so I'm glad that Amanda went first. I would give this a 1 star. If it wasn't for this, I probably would have DNF'd it, but I actually did kind of enjoy hate reading it after a certain point, so I'm really glad that I had to stick with it.
Oh wow.
I'm so like nervous to be giving it a really low rating in case you're going to be like, I loved every single second. But yeah.
And y'all are on my channel, which both these lovely ladies are linked down below. I gave this a 5-star and absolutely loved it. So...
This will be an interesting discussion.
Exactly.
But this is also one of those books that I feel like I can understand a 1-star and a 2-star.
I definitely think it's going to be one you love or you hate.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's like
I
no.
don't think there's a lot of middle ground. You're going to really, really love the troops it hits, or you're going to be like, if you don't love the troops.
And the funny thing is, I was so excited for this because I see so many like rave reviews, and now I like after reading it, I'm like, how?
This is also the one I thought I was gonna hate. This is one of the ones from our book club list that I thought I was absolutely, it just wasn't going to work for me. But it's Greek mythology based, so I'm like, I'm giving it a try because most of the time Greek works. But what I've heard that people love about this, it's probably not going to be for me, but I'm willing to give it a try. And I love how I'm the one that's like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, I kind of gave it a shot for the same reason. I'm really big on mythology retellings and Greek. I mean, I definitely had my Greek mythology girly phase. So that was the big thing I was interested in. The rest of it, I probably would have taken, or like I maybe would have picked it up, but I wouldn't have been drawn to it.
Right.
And we have some comments. Karina had stopped by earlier saying, hi friends, I wasn't able to read this in time, so I'll have to watch this playback, sending good vibes for a great discussion.
Oh, it's going to be a discussion.
Oh, it's going to be a
discussion. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Misty says, hi friends, I haven't had a chance to finish this one. I'm only 25% into it. My initial thoughts are I'm bored, but I'm also intrigued. I'll have to watch the playback to leave my final thoughts after. And she says, hope y'all have a great discussion.
You can also let us know in the Discord as well.
And then Lori said she gave it stars. How many stars did you give it, Lori? Because right now it just says you gave it stars.
I don't know if that means it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, that's kind of where I was. I gave it stars.
I'm starring that because that is like the best comment.
Oh,
She gave it 6 stars, so it's one of her favorites of the year.
Wow.
Wow.
She's
Like
very
I
with
told,
Clint. How about
like
that?
I told Amanda, if I hadn't read Games Gods Play this month, I would have given this one a 5 or a 6 star. But Games Gods Play is just so much better.
Ooh, because I have that on my shelf. That's on my TBR. I really want to do like another mythology book vlog soon. So that's good. That's really exciting.
Let me tell you, Ray and I listened to the audiobook together. I gave it 2 stars. Ray loved it.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily bode well because I agree with you on this one.
I will say the differences between these, if you're a big Percy Jackson fan, this gave me Percy Jackson, but for adults.
Okay, that probably would work for me then.
Where each of the gods has a champion. Hold on. I'm getting the 2 books mixed up in my head. Each of them have a champion, and whoever's champion ends up winning in the end, that god becomes the king of the gods.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds awesome.
And I just love Hades and Lyra in here. I think this is one of my favorite portrayals of Hades that I've read.
Okay, it's definitely it's going.
I can't say the only reason why it wasn't a 1 star was because I liked Hades.
Again, the 2 very, very different
recommendations. They are. The other one isn't as. I wouldn't say the heavy topics that are talked in this aren't prevalent in that. So it's like, yes, there's dark moments in that, but like it's not a why choose with 4 guys forcing. It's not a bully romance in a sense. So
yeah, I think that might be my problem with it. Is not what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
Normally, bully romances doesn't work for me, but
See if it had said it's a bully romance in the kind of not the blurb, but like the hype I'd seen around it, I maybe would have had a better idea and I would have expectations.
Right.
I went into it just knowing why choose Hercules retelling. That's legit all I wanted to know.
I mean, it's pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I went in with super high expectations, and maybe that could also be a part of why I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Besides
like you said,
stuff.
Like you said, the reviews were really, there was loads and loads of 5 stars, and then I suddenly, once I started reading it and went online to like look for kind of, I wanted people to agree with me. Then there was a slew of 1 stars, and there was nothing in the middle. So I guess it depends what you saw first, what your expectations are going to be.
I also saw a review right before I started reading it. One of my best friends, Lindsay, did a vlog on her channel, and she read this book and DNF'd it. And she explained all of her reasons why, and she put up a bunch of quotes to explain it. And I'm like, now I can see why she DNF'd it.
Watching her video, watching Lindsay's video, and hearing her DNF it, I went, "Oh!" And she would say the quotes, and I was like, "Oh, I don't like oh." And then I read the quotes in the book, and I'm like, "Ooh, hi!" Like, why is it like flipping for me now? Am I just in my fantasy mode, and it was the right time? Right.
Well, Lindsay called it TikTok language.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think if you're in the moment in the book, then probably the language and the quotes work fine. As soon as you look at it like you pull them out or you look at them, they're awkward.
Right.
When I was coming up with questions and things, because I also used AIs and stuff like that to help me come up with questions. One of them was like, "How did you feel about the Wattpad language?" And I went, "Is that what we're calling it nowadays? Like the easier way to like the dialogue and stuff is just called Wattpad language?"
I think in my head, I kind of called it I was like, kind of Twitter speak. Like she sounds like someone that spent the past 5 years very, very online.
Yeah.
But that Wattpad language would kind of be the same thing, I guess. Like kind of makes sense.
So let us start with the characters. Do we have fave and least favorite?
You can go first, Louise.
My favorite was Nyx, which was the snake.
Yes, I love Nyx.
Nyx was good. I liked her. Least favorite is it's pick of a bad bunch.
All of them.
All of the love interests, but maybe like all of the love. Augustus, maybe the worst, or Patro.
Am I
The other two.
also with Augustus? Am I the only one that every time his name was mentioned fully, I kept going Augustus Gloop and singing the song from Willy Wonka?
It was the one name of the four that I could not get it to click in my head. Every time he wasn't on the page, and I was like, who? I don't know this person. I don't have any memory of him. I don't know whether just the name wasn't as memorable as like Achilles, but he just every time just disappeared.
Yeah, like I also really like Nyx. Lori loves
Lori's favorite is Augustus.
It's the one or other book. It's a good discussion book.
But besides Nyx, I really did like Charlie.
Yeah, he was sweet.
Like
He wasn't in it much.
No, and I wish he was. Like I felt like him and Nyx are probably my top two. I mean, I liked Alexis on occasion, but I didn't love her all the time. Because she didn't like. There were times she had a bit of a backbone. And then when she didn't, I was annoyed. So
she veered from like one end of the spectrum to the other
like,
in terms
can you
of.
please stay on one end, please?
Yeah.
Well, see, to me, reading it like that, what y'all are saying, where she's like on one end to the other end, to me, it was showing the mental stage she was having throughout these, like, trials and stuff that she's having to do, where they're like not allowed to eat, they're not allowed to use the bathroom, and they're not allowed to sleep. So, of course, you're going to be delirious after 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, they go through it. So I would imagine you're seeing the most extreme ends of someone's character.
I ended up loving her character more when I stopped
When I stopped listening.
I got the KU
I
version. I downloaded the KU version just to see if I could physically, because I didn't own a copy yet.
Okay, so did you listen to it first?
Yes, I listened majorly through, and then I pulled out the KU version on my Kindle so that I could follow along a little bit, and I paused the audiobook to read her voice the way I read it, and I went, okay, I really like her now. Something about that narrator's voice kept irritating me.
Sometimes the narrator makes such a big difference.
It really does.
Either way, sometimes there's books that I couldn't get into, and then the audiobook really works, or the other way around. It's funny because it doesn't mean they're a bad narrator.
And Lori says Achilles was her least favorite because she didn't feel like she knew enough about him.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. We didn't get to. I mean, well, he doesn't talk, but we didn't really.
There was another one I didn't mind so much. I mean, I didn't hate him, but I didn't love him. I can't remember if it's pronounced Karen or Charon, however you pronounce it. Karen, that's it. Because he hated when she said Karen. That's
yes.
Right. But he was an interesting character. I wanted to know. I wanted more point of views from him. And I know there was a few, but I wanted more. I felt like if we were reading this book from his perspective, I think I would have enjoyed it more. Maybe. At least a 3-star.
The main issue I had with the 4 guys, for me personally, as a huge Achilles and Patroclus fan, them having any interest in her kept throwing me out of their characters.
Yeah.
But I've been an Achilles fan since I was like 11 or 12. And then when I found out I was gay and then found out he was gay, I went, well, no wonder I like him in history stories. But there's something about Patro and the way Patro eventually came around to her and how he was talking and then how he talks with Achilles. I was so intrigued to know more about Patro.
And I think the love interests all could have done with more screen time. Like you're saying, you probably have enjoyed them more if they were there more.
Yes.
I mean,
From their point of view.
If this was a book of MMMM and all the guys were into each other and Alexis was a side character, I would have been cool with that.
I would have been down.
I mean, she was kind of the least interesting of the 5. So from any of the other points of view, it might have been a bit more interesting.
But
Yeah,
it's
I
an
wanted more of the
MM
guys. I didn't feel like we got enough of them.
It's an MMFMM
I don't know.
because Achilles and Patroclus are together, but I don't know about Karin and Augustus.
Yeah, we don't really know about them.
Yeah, we don't really.
Except
know.
that at the very end, she
Hmm.
marries the 2 of them.
Yeah, and they've obviously been kind of working together to manipulate her, but you don't know how close they are.
Yeah, that's why I wanted more from him. From how do you pronounce his name again? Charin something. Karin, that's it. I can never say that right, but I think like he would have had a more unique perspective. I wanted more backstory from him. I didn't feel like we got any backstory on him. We just saw, like, when we did read his point of views, like, we were seeing what he was seeing at the moment, but I kind of wanted to, understand him better. And I felt like if I was in his perspective the whole book, I would have been down for that.
I think out of the 4 of them, he's the strongest of the guys.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, more noticeable, him and how he leaned towards her and how it was more of that morally gray. He kind of...
Yeah.
Not to relate it to something that I know everybody loves, for those who don't like this, but he kind of made me feel like he would be the Rhysand of this story.
Yes.
It's kind of how he's set up to be.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't a why choose,
Mm-hmm.
and you were going to predict who the love interest would be, he's the one I would think is going to be the kind of end game love interest.
Mm.
I just really need the sequel now because I need to know how Patro and Achilles saves her but not saves her, kind of thing.
Right. I mean, you'll have to fill me in on that.
Oh, I definitely will.
You can give us like a notes version.
And me and Amanda were talking that this could possibly be just a duology.
Is it? Or
and I'm like,
that's what I heard, but it could be wrong.
There are so many unanswered questions in this that I'm like, she can't do that in just one book. I mean, she could.
Maybe she
but
can.
I don't think it would be good. Because I need to know about Medusa. Why did we keep bringing up Medusa?
True.
How was she labeled a human if she's the child of Hades and Persephone?
Right? I was confused by that.
The world building confused me a lot.
Yeah.
So those were like 2 of the major questions.
Mm-hmm.
Her abilities, like, I feel like she has more than one.
Yeah.
Just like there's a few unanswered questions that I'm like, if they don't get answered in the next one, I may have a rant video about it because I'm like, you give me something I love. You give me something I love, and then you're going to trash it in the next? No, we're not doing this. You're going to go back to the drawing board and give me something to fix it.
Yeah, at the end of the first one, having like unanswered questions is a good thing, but you have to answer them, or it kind of is like, well, you just didn't know the answers.
Yeah. Also, I just gotta say, I was so confused on why they were calling her Hercules if she's the daughter of Hades and Persephone. Hercules is like completely separate from them. They're not even like in the realm of like relatives at all. So how does that work?
Well, like, technically they are in realms because he's Hades' nephew, but I think she did it just so that we wouldn't know who her parents were. Just like a twist at the end of, oh, no, you're the dead one that's mentioned at the very beginning. Because there's the house people and there's a dead child underneath.
I mean,
Hades
I did
and Persephone.
kind of think it was the obvious, that she was gonna be Hades rather than. But as I said, my little mythology girly heart was like the liberties that were taken with the mythology on it.
Hello. I will let you know with the games gods play. There's some liberties with the mythology.
I mean, I don't mind liberties because I like retellings that are even modern day or whatever. I was just like the way they were like, oh, Zeus is so loyal to his wife, and I was like, excuse me,
Hello.
it's one character trait. What?
Right?
But I thought she was going to end up being, in my head, the entire time I read the book, I thought her mother was going to be Medusa.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
because of Nyx, with Nyx being with her, and I thought Nyx is one of Medusa's.
I never thought of that, but that's really smart.
It could explain why she was able to talk to Nyx.
Because we never really explained that, did we? How she could.
Well, one of her abilities is she can understand sentient creatures' languages because she can talk to the sirens, and that was explained at the end because Persephone is part creature.
Yeah.
So technically, she's 2/3 Spartan and 1/3 creature.
Okay.
Which would like completely make sense if she were to be Medusa's child.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's some kind of twist coming.
So I'm like, and I'm like, is Medusa dead? Is Medusa still in the prison? Like, you can't mention Medusa as many times as you did and not give us anything at the end.
And the thing of she's imprisoned.
Unless Medusa's being brought up in the second book.
I would think so.
I feel like we need a third because one of them, she needs to go to the prison. And I don't think she should do the prison if she's doing another trial crap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is a lot to put in one more book if it's a duology.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder whether she's got it all plotted out already or whether it was kind of off the cuff.
I don't know. I have been told that her other series, the Psycho Shifters, is almost a verbatim of this for people who have read it, who have read both. And she's like, just one's with wolves and one's with gods. Like, it's the only difference.
I think I've seen the cover of that one. And I was like, do I not?
I was like, it's pretty.
Do I do this to myself again?
My brain went shapeshifters. I might like that one more.
That's the way I delude myself. I go, well, this tiny thing is different. Maybe this is the one.
I mean, Green Creek right behind me with my wolves. But okay, do we have any favorite scenes or least favorite scenes before we dive into the in-depth questions?
I kind of like seeing, okay, I'm going to say this wrong again. Sharon? Is that it?
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen. I can never say
Karen
it right,
with an O. It's Karen with an O sound instead of an E sound. So it's Karen.
I read it physically, so I don't know if I was saying it right the whole time. But I liked when we saw him and his perspective watching them in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing his perspective on what Alexis was actually doing. And Alexis wasn't aware of what she was doing.
Yeah, that was cool, quite cool. And getting to see it from the outside.
Lori liked the Psychos book better. And she gave this a 6 star.
You just froze.
I mean, I was looking at that first book because it's such pretty sprayed edges, but I don't feel the need to buy it after reading this one. So
it's on KU and you have KU.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, she's like, it's been a while, so I can't remember if it feels the same.
Well, maybe it's time for you to do a reread?
And let us know.
But yeah, I like that scene too. That was a really good scene.
And then my least favorite was when they were forcing her to marry at the end and like how she didn't have a choice. And they forced her sexually and to make her enjoy it. I did not like that one bit.
Yeah, again, I can understand that being if. Yeah, I can understand that one.
Yes, so that bothered me. Well, you can go now if you want.
My favorite was when they were picking their animal companion things, and she found the abomination dog or an abomination animal, whatever, bunny rabbit, whatever
Whatever it is the size of a horse now.
Whatever it is that I was never sure what it was. It was just like an abomination animal.
Like
that was cute.
I thought at first, the way she described it, she said he kind of looked like Fluffy. So I was like, okay, so he kind of looks like a husky. And then later on, when she came back, he's like, oh, he's the size of a horse. And I went, wait, what?
Yeah, I just was like the thing that he was like he was a feel bad for an animal. But it was cute. I really liked that scene, and the couple of scenes where she's meeting him and bonding with him.
I
like that. That was cute.
I want more of him, Fluffy Jr.
Yeah.
I love Fluffy Jr.
Yeah, in fact, if we go back to favorite characters, then I don't know if he was in it enough to be a favorite character, but yeah, that was definitely when I would be like, I want more of.
I swear to God, anything happens to Fluffy Jr., I'll be mad.
Right.
And I need like Nyx just to ride Fluffy Jr. now.
Yes.
So that she can get her strength up and be actually able to like her not weigh her down.
That's the finale scene.
Does. Hi, Joe's. I imagine her animal as a dog the size of a horse.
Oh, I can tell you she pronounces it use. I just found out about that. Like instead of a J with a Y.
Use. Okay.
Yeah. I just found out the other day.
I am really bad at pronouncing names, so I apologize.
She lives in the Netherlands, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. I think she told me.
I'm still trying to figure out what Greek mythology animal Fluffy is. Because everybody has like had something like so prevalent to them for this one to be hers. Like my brain is like, what are you? You're going to end up being something like very important.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, if she turns around and he comes back and he has wings and he's a Pegasus.
Oh, that would be quite cool.
I'm going to be like, what is going on here? Because first she said husky, now we're all the way to a Pegasus. Like, no.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it would make sense for a Hercules.
Or like a Cerberus, maybe? Like if she's Hades. I know he's already something like that.
So could he be a hellhound?
Yeah, maybe like a...
We saw the hellhounds in their skeleton.
Maybe some riffing off that kind of dog idea.
Possibly.
Okay. It's another mystery.
My favorite scene of the whole thing was when she stood up to dipshit. Where he like touched her, so then she broke his nose. And then the other guys came and she fought them off and then hit him over the head with the chair. I was like, yes, show them you're not weak. Yes, ma'am. I was waiting for that moment of strength.
Yeah.
They'll leave you the hell alone now.
All it takes is a couple of broken noses.
Sometimes in stories like this, that is what it takes.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the most extreme thing that happened in this in terms of...
I mean,
bits.
People kept getting killed by their mentors, so...
Yeah, so maybe in this world, a broken nose is no big deal.
Okay, let's get into some in-depth questions. What was your initial reactions to Alexis as the narrator? Did her sarcastic, self-deprecating voice grab you or push you away?
I didn't mind her in the beginning. when we were getting like some of her backstory. But after a while, I'm like, can we move on? Like, I didn't want to stay in her mindset anymore, so I was glad I had the POV switches. But I wish he weren't stuck in her head most of the time. If that makes any sense.
She was a really voicey character. Like, you know, some books you can read and they're just not the person's voice, whereas this was very much, it was all her voice all the time.
Yeah.
It did kind of throw me off at the beginning. I've never read something with a homeless person actually living in cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
like really threw me out of the character at first. As I was reading, I was like, ooh, this is a rough start. Like, what is going on? Was not expecting that in a romance book.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of surprising and a little bit jarring at first because nobody was expecting that. I don't think.
Yeah, I think the opening's going to surprise me because it wasn't what I was expecting from the Greek mythology angle was kind of all I knew about it. So coming in that really kind of dystopian-y, hellscapey world where she's homeless and they're both living in the cardboard box and her adoptive parents are awful, awful human beings. All of that was a bit like I wasn't kind of expecting it at the start. So it did take me a wee while to get into what was happening.
It in my head, if we were going with the Hercules myth, that is so separating from the Hercules storyline. Because didn't he love his parents on Earth?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he had human parent. Well, he had a human mother, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So this one was a twist, doing the complete opposite.
Mm.
And Lori says she would have liked the guys to have more POVs as well. Alexis had me laughing a lot. I think I was laughing more at Nyx than anything.
Awesome.
Yeah, I liked Nyx. I thought Nyx was a nice. She had just enough moments of being funny, without. I sometimes, like you said about the Wattpad writing voice. Sometimes, like I'm not saying it wasn't funny. Sometimes, but it was so much, and it was every line was that kind of like self-deprecating, but to such an extreme that I kind of wanted to just something.
And the whole, we only got the signs that the guys were interested in her when Nyx was like, ooh, he's got them fuck me eyes. He wants to take you to the back and show you his shadows. And I'm just like, what
that
the
had
hell,
me
Nyx?
laughing though. Like, Nyx was like the funniest, I think.
I'm glad we had Nyx through some of these really dark, like at the academy moments.
Yeah.
Because without Nyx, I think we would have been bored.
Yeah, Nyx was a really good choice.
That's why I keep thinking, is she related to Medusa?
They don't tell us which family Medusa comes from.
That's true.
So it makes me wonder,
or an aunt or something, maybe.
like, is she actually Persephone's? And is Persephone just raising her, and Medusa and Hades are her parents?
Ooh.
And she's raising her as Persephone's to save her because of Medusa going to jail.
I kind of want you to write the sequel.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm kind of like, this I could kind of get behind. And then we have a jailbreak.
Like
they
got Medusa
to the jail at some point, and this I'm kind of behind this now.
You'll learn in all the live shows, I'm usually way off with my tangents. ADHD kicks in. It's like, well, I was expecting this most of the book, or this, and everyone I'm in the thing's like, oh my god, that would have been a wow. I didn't think of that. I was like, I don't know where that came from. Just brain.
right? That was funny.
Okay, so how effectively did the novel depict Alexis's sudden induction into the Spartan War Academy and its brutal culture?
Like, it just dropped her into nowhere, and she was the one who was expected to find everybody and like find her way and like what? Who does that?
Yeah, it was like a really, like you said, kind of sudden and like rough, brutal kind of culture. I kind of wanted her to ask more questions.
Yeah.
Like, fine if she never got answers, but she just kind of seemed to accept that nobody was going to tell her anything. And I kind of felt like, you could at least ask the questions so that I can then maybe be like, yes.
Right? I felt the same way.
I completely agree with that. See, I can agree, even though I love the book.
Like, I can agree. I hate every minute of it, but I
ate it up like chocolate, but hey. Okay, how did you feel about the gender-flipped Hercules myth? Did this twist add depth or a new perspective to the familiar story?
Honestly, it confused me. Because I'm like, wait a minute. If she's supposed to be Hercules, how is Hades and Persephone her parents? You know?
Yeah.
Like, it just confused me.
My
I'm like, it doesn't, to me, it didn't add anything. It just took away.
my thing is the quote on the back spoils that. Because the whole book you don't know what's going. The quote on the back is "I'm just a girl and it turns out I'm Hercules."
Oh, mine is different. Mine is, do you have what it takes to become a god?
Oh. But this quote, do you have the regular edition or the collector's?
I assume I have whatever the Waterstones was stocking.
Okay.
I don't think it's
So
a special.
I've got the collector's edition, so maybe this quote is there because it's for those who've read the book.
Maybe, yeah.
But this quote, like when I saw it in the store, I went,
That
spoils like the twist at the end.
Yeah. I mean, even the title kind of does spoil it.
Well, I've been waiting the whole time to find out her parent was Hercules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was.
Like she was the child of Hercules. And I was thinking
Yes.
Hercules and Medusa had a child and it was her.
Yeah,
Again, I'm kind of reading this book that you're writing. Yeah.
I would have loved that even more.
I didn't have that quote at the back of mine, so. But yeah, I agree with Amanda that I don't know that it added anything. It would have worked just as well if she was just her. Like, she was just a character. I don't think you didn't need to have it be a gender-flipped Hercules. She could just be Alexis, who is the daughter of Hades and Persephone and was taken when the whole thing would be the exact same without the name. Just made it confusing.
They would have to fix the title.
Yeah.
But don't get the Hercules part of it. Who names their daughter Hercules? Like that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, she's her." Oh, but Hercules is such a macho name.
Yeah,
okay.
But is it only a macho name because Hercules is a man? Whereas if Hercules is a woman in this, then Hercules is a nothing name until she has the name.
True. So my brain was like, it should have been like Heracles.
Yeah.
Like to make it more feminine.
Exactly.
Which it should be anyway if it's Greek.
Why call her Alexis unless she? I think maybe if that was her real name, like Hercules or something like that. Like if maybe the reason why she was called Alexis in the beginning was because, with the foster parents she was with, they couldn't know anything about her past for whatever reason, and so that her name had to be changed. And then when she went back to the Spartan Academy, I was thinking maybe, she'd find out, oh, this is my real name, so I'm going to go by this, instead of sticking with the same name Alexis the whole time, if that's not really her actual name.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Eustace like, why would you put that on the back? That's a big spoiler. It is. When I read that, I went in the store, I was looking at it going, thank God I read the book already.
Yeah, it's a massive spoiler. I'm trying to see now if mine mentions that anywhere in it.
Like, I don't think it mentions it anywhere in the actual description of the book.
It doesn't on the blurb. So, yeah.
Just like the spoiler on the back.
It turns out, you're like, well, I don't need to read it now.
Well, I have the whole plot right here.
I'm gonna grab my paperback. Hold on one second. I want to
Like
see
you're
if
on
my clothes
the unit now.
But Lori says her experience reading the book was a 6 stars, but she can admit that there were plot holes and some things that didn't make sense. Yeah. I have rules when it comes to my ratings on how things get to like 5 stars and stuff like that. If I full on sob, that's like an automatic 4 or 5. So it's like the level of crying. And this, there was a scene that I don't remember exactly what scene it was, but I was full on sobbing.
Yeah, I mean, ratings, I'm purely on vibes. I have no, I know some people have like, it's a 3.67 or whatever, and they have a really detailed how they work that out. I'm just, it felt like a 4. But yeah, if it makes me cry, that's usually a fair bet for a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a paperback. So the paperback doesn't have really a quote. It has a the
The
synopsis.
synopsis.
But at the very top of the synopsis, it does say, "I'm just a girl, and as it turns out, I'm Hercules."
Publishing! What are you doing? What are you doing, Canary Street Press? Wait, who the hell is Canary
However,
Street Press?
I really like this art.
Mine's is Harper Voyager. It's probably the British publisher.
Oh, this is a trademark of Harlequin?
Is the
Canary Street Press.
Yeah, which is apparently a whatever that word is of Harlequin. And apparently it was printed in Lithuania.
Good to know.
All right. No. That's like publishing a thriller with the name of the killer on the back or something. Agreed. That is getting started.
And then I found out Michael was the killer on the back page.
Okay. So what did we think of her relationships with Patro, Achilles, Augustus, and Karen? Like, I don't feel like she did really have that much of a relationship with Achilles.
I didn't think she had one with really any of them.
I mean, the only one I thought she really had a kind of relationship with maybe was Patro, and that was a bad relationship. Like,
yeah.
Not like a bad as in, oh, it's like, toxic or problematic or whatever. Just like, it was the kind of person you hated. Like, I didn't think they had a good relationship. I thought they were people that disliked each other for most of the book.
Right.
And then, yeah, Karen was probably the most relationship-y, like we said.
I was thinking, like, if this didn't have to be a wide choose, if we were just doing, like, 2 main characters, I felt like, Sharon, how do you say his name again? Karen. I felt like him and Alexis could have been a good main couple if they weren't going to go, like, wide choose.
Yeah, I think that's what I would have picked if I had to pick a couple, and then have
because
Achilles
they have the same abilities
off their own.
See, okay, this what we're saying kind of leans into the next question. Then, do you think the story leaned towards polyamory, and what does that suggest about morality and gray area relationships in the novel? Like, did it lean itself towards polyamory, or did it feel forced?
Felt forced to me. I mean, we already knew. It reveals. There's one scene where we do find out about Patro and Achilles. They're in a relationship.
Which I teared up for joy that they actually added that in the book. I was like,
I actually liked that. I think that geared me towards a 2 stars instead of a 1 because I did like that. But I felt like they would have been fine just on their own relationship and not get involved in this whole why choose polyamory situation. They just kept them separate as their own couple.
Yeah.
Or maybe give them their own book. Give them their own story. Now that I would read.
Yeah. Or you could still have had them be super protective of her the way they are at the end, where they're like, we're gonna
like older brothers.
Have it be because they've been her mentors or something. Have it be a slightly like not a romantic relationship.
Exactly.
And then
like
have the other 2 be her love interests.
I've read better White Shoes.
I mean, I read Wicked Beauty by Katie Robert, and I felt they did that book did it way better than this one.
I DNF'd that one because I couldn't get around the fact of Helen being part of Achilles and Patroclus. Just
I think it's a bold choice to pick those two to build your novel around if you're doing a romance and it's not just the two of them. I think it's a brave choice.
especially after Madeline Miller.
Yeah, because it's so. I mean, Song of
My
Achilles
4
is
copies
so
right here.
iconic. Like I think anyone that's had their mythology, everyone has. I mean, that's the gold star level, especially for those characters. You
Mhm.
have to be really, really confident to kind of go up against that.
Right?
Yeah.
It was just a lot of stuff.
You said it felt forced. It's more like there's 2 couples and the FMC being forced into a relationship with them.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
I don't feel like she's forced with Patro and Achilles, at least not yet.
But
She
the way they
is
ended
with.
it might later.
Well, the way that they ended it was we need to save her from them.
Which I'd be more up for if they were just that they need to save her. They don't need to have it be because we all need to get together.
And it's like the whole she's ours, we're gonna save her. In my head, it could go a brother route too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially because you saw with like Helen, the way the guys in general were protective of her. You could have it be it's a similar dynamic there.
Relationship. That would be better, I think.
So, which moment hit you hardest emotionally? Alexis's trauma, her humor, her romance, or her betrayal?
I don't know why that struck me so funny. Like, which one? Her trauma?
I know, I giggled when I typed this one out. I was like, well, okay.
Well, we all know that mine would be the trauma.
Oh God. Her the romance, but not in a good way. Yeah, her trauma's pretty impactful, and the betrayal, I guess, as well. Because that was a hard moment when she realized that it had all been kind of leading up to them having both known all along who and what she was, and they've been kind of working against her the whole time, and now she's tied to them in this massive way. You don't see how you get past that.
I just remembered the scene where I cried the hardest was when Charlie told her about Fluffy being dead. And I went, of course the dog's dead. Ugh.
I didn't expect it either, because kind of like, he wasn't like the dog sidekick, so you weren't going through the whole book going, is the dog gonna die?
The ending hints at a larger arc. What loose threads are you most curious to see explored in the sequel? And that way I can tell you guys if they are.
Right.
Well, I'm interested in this prison break and Medusa being the parent.
Right? I agree wholeheartedly.
I still think she's going to be related to Medusa somehow. Medusa's going to be a huge plot point for something. There's
definitely hints. Like, it would make sense. The snake kind of motif coming through and things like that wouldn't surprise me.
So, what if, hypothetically, if Medusa does come back, is Medusa the one that Karin and Augustus really love? Ooh. And they knew they couldn't have her, and now they're being forced to marry, so they chose her? Maybe. Because she was the loophole?
Yeah, because that loophole thing is definitely something to be looked at in the next one.
Honestly, though, they were all the same age. Why couldn't they just marry each other?
Well, the bylaw said had to marry a female.
Yeah, did they not have something it couldn't be? They couldn't both be the
They were both on the list, so they both couldn't marry each other.
The bad guys, essentially, couldn't marry each other. And she's
That's right.
the other.
And I think Patro and
Okay.
Achilles also realized that too at one point and was like, oh, if we marry her, me and him can stay together and we can protect her, is how I saw theirs. While the other two were like, oh no, I'm going to marry her and force her to be ours.
Right.
Like the other two, to me, felt more of, I'm going to marry her, protect her, but I'm going to use her in a way where I get to keep the man I love. And he can never be pulled away from me.
Yeah.
But I get to protect her like a little sister in a way where that type of thing. That's kind of how I saw the two sets.
Yeah. I think, the loose end would definitely be figuring out what's happening with the romance. Would be the biggest loose thread, is I want to understand how that all comes together. Because, like you said, it seems so...
Alexis doesn't even like them.
Exactly.
So how, like, at the very end, she's even like, I want to get my vengeance.
Okay, hold on. She did give hints throughout the book that she was severely attracted to both of them, though. Doesn't necessarily mean
marry them.
Doesn't necessarily mean she wanted to marry them, but there was still those moments where eventually she could learn to love them. They could do something in the next book that completely earn her trust, and she sides with them. We don't know.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely, obviously, she can definitely be like physically attracted to them, but not like them as people. I would personally find it really hard to overcome the like eyeballs as gifts and things. Like that's always going to be something in the back of my mind. You're going to be like, you know what? I don't know what you're going to need to do to overcome that as a...
The thing that kept throwing me off as well is, who is Augustus? We know who Charon is in myth. We know who Achilles is. And we know who Patroclus is. There are so many Augustuses in myths. Which Augustus are you?
Yeah, because that name doesn't really fit the same way the others do, does it?
No.
Because I would think of like, is that not one of like the Roman emperors or something?
See, that's where my brain went.
Which then, okay, I know Greek and Roman were maybe messy, but I think you could have picked, if there's no reason behind it, you could have found someone that was a better fit.
And both
This is going to be a duology, by the way. I just confirmed it.
That just, ew.
At least I'm pretty sure. I needed to know and make sure, because like there's so many loose ends. How are they gonna do it all in one book?
Okay, hold on. I just saw the family tree. Medusa is Charon's sister. She's the son of Artemis and a Gorgon.
Oh, wait. Okay, I have it.
And then Augustus and Achilles are siblings. And Patroclus' sibling, well, is Helen, so that makes sense. But Augustus and Achilles being brothers.
Yeah, they're kind of like half siblings, aren't they?
Because Achilles is half human. Same with Patroclus.
Yeah.
And it just says Medusa is incarcerated. It doesn't say she's alive or dead. Just incarcerated.
I'm curious to see. I didn't want to continue, but maybe I will, just because I kind of want to see if these things that Clint's saying is going to be true or not.
Yeah, I'm far more intrigued now by Medusa than I was when I read it, and that's what I'm interested in now. Because looking at this, all the kind of ones that have symbols are the important characters.
Should I just do a spoilerly vlog of me reading it and saying what's happening as I go? That way y'all don't have to read it.
I read it.
Like,
you don't have to.
I kind of need to know stuff now. As much as I didn't like this book, I kind of need to see things get tied up.
And I'm going to be like, I'm reading this, so those who did not like it with our book club wants answers, specifically Amanda and Louise.
Let's have a spreadsheet where we put all the questions we have and you answer them.
Yes,
Yes.
I can do that.
It
I
can
will
be like
do
a little
that.
Q&A.
We can make a group on in our little Discord. Anyone who wants to throw in questions, because you're curious enough to want to know the answer, but you don't necessarily know if you want to pick up the book.
Well,
And then you can do a blog that answers them all. That's
Yes.
once I phase out the Discord into a book club one, I'll put that in as like a tab section.
Yes, and that way people can throw in all the questions you want for book 2, and I will go through them and try to answer them.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'll call it Questions for Clint.
And Yus says they want to know who Nyx is bonded with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
she did say she
Medusa.
was bonded to somebody else.
Has to be Medusa.
Has to be.
Exactly.
But Nyx also said that who they were bonded with no longer exists. So that does imply that they could be dead.
But it
Or in a kind of
also
nothing.
doesn't mean that they're on this plane.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Doesn't exist might be like they're neither alive nor dead.
On this plane, but they could be alive on a different alternate universe or something.
Yeah, like if she doesn't say they're dead.
That's the only character I think that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it holds up.
Because she's a snake.
Exactly.
And Medusa would have snakes.
Yeah.
You would
but
think, yeah.
I also want to know...
Unless this prison is not on this plane.
I also want to know if Nyx is Medusa's. Was she a snake that just rode, like... Because the fact of how she, like, rides on Alexis the entire time, is that how all the snakes did with Medusa?
Yeah, like, is Medusa what we're thinking of as Medusa with the hair, or is Medusa gonna be her own kind of remix?
Like, is her outfit made out of, like, invisible, like, there's invisible snakes around her?
Like one of the Lady Gaga outfits instead of me,
you
made up of snakes.
You really need to write the sequel.
I'm sorry, I keep thinking, now that we're talking about that part, my brain goes to an anime called Queen's Blade, and there's a character in it whose panties, like, while she's oil wrestling, the panties come off because it's a snake and bites the opponent. That's all I vision is like the outfit. The snakes like jump off and grab a hold of people, bite them and kill them, and then comes back and forms her outfit again.
I mean,
I just had this vision of you writing a letter, just like an email or something. Dear Ms. Maas, I've thought of some critiques for your sequel. Please add these notes in. And send you all these.
I will link you to my video. Give us a book 3 to answer these, please.
I mean, I went out to Amazon. So I went out to Amazon, and it says it's 2 of 2 for the second book.
Oh, well, that's because the third one hasn't been announced yet either. So it could just be 2 of 2. It could be more.
Does she have a website where I could look up on her website there's going to be a third one?
There better be. As we're talking about these questions, I feel like she can't answer them all in one.
I feel you're writing a more complex book than the book.
She does have a website.
I mean, the Psycho Shifters is a 6-book series.
Is it? Wow.
And they're all coming out traditionally published with sprayed edges too. And I have to admit, the sprayed edges are stunning.
They're really pretty purple, and it's holographic on the cover. So I'm like, do I need that? No, I don't need that. I
keep looking at it when I'm in Target. I'm like, it's so pretty. Let me read one of Hercules first. Now I'm like,
I think there's 6. You need at least read the first
one. Are you side kicking me, dog? I just feel Chewy's little paws doing this on the back of my foot. I'm like, what are you doing, weirdo? We have one less in depth, and then we get into all the fun questions. Because this one I came up with some really fun questions.
Okay.
Because I just realized we've already been talking an hour.
I know. We did say it was a good one.
I didn't realize that it was getting.
I can tell because it's starting to get darker outside. You're just going to see me sink into darkness over the next half hour.
Well, we have it's a rainy kind of weather outside, so it's very cloudy, so I can't really tell how long it's been. But okay, do you anticipate Alexis's relationships evolving towards genuine trust, or will the manipulation continue to dominate?
I think the manipulation's got to be a big part of it for at least
Yeah.
the first half of the next book, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would hope you would trust them by the end of the. If it's a duology, the second book. If it's a trilogy, the third book. Like by the end, she should trust them. You would think, but I reckon it'd be a slow journey.
I have questions. Hold on. How long is the sequel?
500 and I think 58 pages, somewhere around there.
How long is this one?
Hold on, I was just looking.
So my copy of this one's about 460.
So the sequel
544.
Yeah, 544 pages.
Interesting.
I'm curious if any of our questions will be answered.
And then my edition that I own is 504 pages. Because it's got a preview to Bonds of Hercules.
Oh.
Mine has
Which opens up with Alexis at the House of Hades on Crete.
That's interesting, having the...
I don't know if you have in your guys' copies. Mine has an exclusive bonus scene from Hades.
No,
a week before the wedding.
Oh, are you talking about?
Are
we talking about the scene with
Persephone
Hades and Persephone talking, where he puts the mask?
Something about helping Alexis.
Yeah, I have like 2 or 3 pages. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have that in this copy, but I know I got it in the audiobook. Yeah, the start of Bonds is Embrace the Monster. It gives you chapter 1, and that's it.
So just enough to kind of set the scene again.
Something like that. The look on Clint's face right now.
I don't like what I just read.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, with y'all loving Charlie.
Not Mare Hat and Charlie.
Yeah, like for real.
Oh, it's a memory. Okay, I didn't read the lineup before it. But it says, a twisted memory skirted down my spine. The foster parents whispered about killing Charlie. I stood in the middle of a trailer and widened my legs as I prepared to fight.
Yeah, I remember that happening at the beginning of this one.
All I read was whispered about killing.
As you prepared to fight.
Honestly, Amanda, there were so many lines like that. That was one of my favorite things about it. That makes no. What are you talking about?
She's using the power of the pussy. Okay, I don't know.
Or she was fisting something quite a lot, which I think was meant to be like clenching her fists, but she would just fisted quite a lot of things, which I thought was.
I mean, if you prepare to fight, I would get a fist ready, but I wouldn't widen my legs.
There were quite a few moments where I thought an editor needed to.
I can see what you mean by, like, I remember reading, like, she said it once and I literally paused the audio.
Like, it was a phrase she loved.
Did she just fist someone? Like, wait, hold on. Because in one is like, in the battle scene, it was like a line was like, I fisted his nose or something. And I was like, well,
No,
that sounds
means what you think it means.
No, sir. Probably.
Was that Sterling being like, what are you talking about?
Everything just probably sounded really strange.
Like, seriously, it's like this author is very, like, sexually orientated or something. Because every time she writes something, it has, like, a sexual reference to it. I mean, why did my legs say prepare to fight? Like, what?
I will say I am happy that the only sex scenes involving her wasn't until the end.
Yeah.
I was honestly expecting a lot more smut in it because, like, it's the
Same.
Why Choose Romance, and it was
Right.
getting really high reviews. I kind of thought it was going to be kind of more like Katie Roberts stuff. That I thought
I thought so
we
too.
would get a lot of smut in it, and I think
I was
we were getting
surprised.
towards kind of the 50% mark. I was like, I mean, I don't hate that because I'd probably have a problem with that because I'd be like, oh, there's not enough plot to balance it out.
Mhm.
So in
Right.
that sense, it worked for me that there wasn't. But I was like, this is not what I expected from this book.
Right. Like,
I thought a good.
I hear why choose. I was expecting so many spicy scenes and
Yeah.
Same.
like
And
nothing.
it's also a juxtaposition from my other book club's book, which had a lot of spicy scenes.
Yes.
Because we read The Friendship Study by Ruby Barrett, which had a lot of spicy scenes. I just don't remember them as much because they weren't as like detailed oriented. Like they lasted like a page and a half
Yeah.
and then moved on. So I'm like seeing the two side by side, that one does have a lot more. And the only spicy scenes in this one is every time she caught Patroclus giving Achilles' head
And just decided to stand around awkwardly.
and watch. I was like, all right, honey.
It wasn't even like watching in a kind of voyeuristic way. She just seemed to be like, oh well, I better like it.
Because she's never done it. She was
just seemed
she's
to
been a
awkwardly
virgin this whole time.
And she's like, I can't walk away because if I walk away, they'll notice that I was here. But if I can't stand here watching, but I guess I have to.
I have no choice.
Okay, so now we're into the fun questions.
I like fun questions.
If you could inherit the powers of any of the Greek gods and goddesses, who would you pick?
Are we going with the powers that they have in this, or are we going like?
I'm thinking actual Greek gods.
Right. Okay.
I have to go with my favorite Greek god of all time. Because when I thought of this question, he's the only one that popped in my head. He's been my patron saint since I was like 11. Dionysus.
Party god.
And it's not even so much the party side of it. He's more of, it's like the artsy and the
wine and madness
and everything that the devil is represented as, saying it's a sin. He's like, this is just human nature.
Right.
Have you read Natasha Pulley's latest book? It's The Hymn to Dionysus. It's very, very good.
Not yet, but it's on my list, on my wish list to get.
I really like Aphrodite because I just love. So being able to help people like be in relationships, like if I wouldn't force that, of course, but if they're interested in each other, I push them together.
I need you to read the Percy Jackson universe to get to Piper in the Heroes of Olympus series, who's the daughter of Aphrodite, and it's a different take on Aphrodite.
Interesting.
Like, it is that power of love, but through that love, it's the strength of battle and strength of protection.
That's a series I've never actually been interested in picking up, but yeah, you guys make me want to go try it now.
He's really, really good. I think maybe now, like, because it's been around so long, it almost feels like those are the kind of the standards for what you expect, but you kind of forget that he has put a massive twist on them. Mm-hmm. Just that now they've become the kind of that's what they are. Mine would probably be Athena, because she gets to do a bit of everything. She's like, what is it? She wisdom, war, craft, weaving, all the kind of hobbies and skill sets. Which
I like. Okay, so which character in the book would you want on your side in a fight?
How do you pronounce his name again?
Karen?
Karen. Yeah, that's it. I swear, I am not good with that name. But he'd be the one that I'd pick.
Same.
I mean, any of the boys would be good. I'd maybe pick Achilles. You can set him on people.
Unleash the muscle.
Yeah, like I feel he'd be quite good. I mean, literally attack dog, so you're still kind of a little bit in control, and then you just send him after people. He's not going to talk back, which
I'm pretty sure I know this answer, but which love interest do you secretly root for to end up with, and should she keep them all?
Personally, I don't want this to be a love story. I kind of see it going that way, but in all honesty, I kind of want to see her stand on her own 2 feet and not need a man, you know?
yeah. I don't think any of the love interests are super, super convincing. Like, I feel Karen is the best of the bunch in terms of matching her up with someone.
Yeah.
But if it didn't go that way, I wouldn't feel like I'd been cheated out of the romance angle. And I definitely think Achilles and Patra would be better as mentors or brothers or some kind of other relationship where they can still be, protective and obsessive with her, but I the romance doesn't really sell me.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm like, I think she should only keep Karen and the rest do their own thing.
I like how we've just been like, Augustus can do whatever he wants. Nobody's paying any attention to him.
Augustus could just go away.
Like, he's a very forgettable character, in all honesty.
And watch he be the one that we root for in the next one. Because we're so blasé about him right now. Watch me fall in love with him in the next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a lot of ground to cover.
When I read this question, I had a song instantly come to mind, so I had to include this. What would Alexis's Spartan training hype song be?
Honestly, it just made me feel like I was watching Rocky with Eye of the Tiger.
I
mean, it's a good one.
I hate that song.
It's a classic, though, for like your training montage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I also hate that song because my high school, our rivals were the Tigers.
Oh.
So every rally that we would have, they would start it off with that and have a tiger running in and then fall underneath the wolf. So like, I hate that song. But to me, the first 2 songs that immediately came to my mind is Fight Song by Rachel Platten or Fighter by Christina Aguilera.
Ooh. I mean, Fighter.
The Christina Aguilera one would be good.
And then Stronger by Kelly Clarkson just popped in my head just now. But put those 3 together. This is my fight song. So my brain, like when I saw that question, I was like, oh my god, I have to use this.
Or what about Stronger by Britney Spears?
Yeah. Survivor by Destiny's Child.
I mean, all those kind of like, I'm a strong alpha woman type of song probably would work for her. With the kind of gothy aesthetic, my little emo teenager brain was just like, what about like the Fight Song by Marilyn Manson? Like,
ooh, I love that
especially
idea.
that opening. What was it called? The opening thing where there was just a massacre, something like that. Just have some kind of screamo kid thing going on.
Lori says Stronger. Lori says Stronger by Kelly Clarkson.
It's a good one.
For some reason, I could see her playing like Decode or Misery Business by Paramore.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in the background.
I also just thought of Dark Side by Kelly Clarkson.
Ooh.
You could make a really good soundtrack.
Yes. Okay, I didn't know. We did this for the one yesterday for Ba. If you adapted this to a film, who would you cast as Alexis, Patroclus, Achilles, Augustus, and Karen?
I'm so bad I'm so bad at putting faces on characters.
Patro, the first immediate one that comes to mind is I want Pedro Pascal.
I
I
mean,
don't know
kind of want
why,
to
but I need him.
they could cast him as Alexis, and I would go with it. I mean, yeah, I would. He could play all four of them.
Because out of the four, I feel like Patro has that ability to have that soft side somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think I just want Pedro Pascal in the mix.
I don't even know what he looks like.
The two of us before we went, excuse me.
1 second.
I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is.
Have you seen the trailers for the new Fantastic Four movie?
No.
I'm trying to think what he's been in recently that you might have
Pedro Pascal is labeled today's
he's like the DILF of the moment.
yeah, the
Time for Clint to
internet
share
daddy.
screen.
Internet daddy. Internet daddy.
With those glasses and everything, he would make quite a good Augustus in my head, maybe.
Actually, I could see that.
Like the professor angle, I could definitely see.
So then put Jonathan Bailey as Patro?
Yes. Yeah, he could definitely do the bratty side of it.
Yes.
I don't remember what all the characters even look like.
I don't either.
It's hard for me to choose.
But we're just throwing in who we think.
I mean, last night's live show, I was throwing out names here and there because it was so easy for me to cast last night's book. This one, I have a hard time.
Well, physically, I don't know what any of them looked like. If she told us, it was, I don't remember it. But like,
I don't remember her describing what they look like.
Who would we put with Pedro for Karen, though? I need like a darker.
You know who I was thinking of would be good? What's his name? The guy that plays the Sandman, or that plays Dream in Sandman. I want to say it's like Tom something, but I could be way off.
Yeah.
Tom Sturridge, yeah, him. As Dream, though, because I think they've done a lot with hair and makeup.
I could see him as Karen. For that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a Rhys-Ann.
Put him with Pedro? Yes, please. That would be hot. Okay.
Did you hear what I said, Clint?
Wait, he was in Twilight? Who did he play in Twilight?
Is that not just saying he was fan cast as Edward?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was just like, Twilight?
But that guy you were just showing, Tom Sturridge,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard me, but I'm like, he could be a good Rhys-Ann.
He could. I hate to say it, but for Alexis, I kept picturing someone like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Where
Kristen Stewart as she was when she was doing Twilight.
Yes.
Honestly, though, I don't remember her being described in any particular way, but I was thinking of her as like a redhead.
Oh my god. If we go redhead. Oh god. What's her name? Riverdale.
Bella Thorne? Maybe?
Not Bella. That's not Bella
I mean,
Thorne.
who I would maybe picture as Alexis.
If you're looking for redheads, I like Sophie Turner for a lot of stuff. I know she's not actually a redhead, but I can't unsee her.
Oh my god, Sophie would actually be really good for Alexis. I mean, she's no longer with Joe, so she's dealt with...
She could take on some meaty acting roles.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what's one snack you would sneak into the Spartan Academy where no one would notice?
I would be taking in bottles and bottles of Pepsi Max. I don't know if you guys get Pepsi Max but I can't function without it. So I would have that, or I would be a killing machine. So which might work, I guess.
I probably would bring in popcorn because it's one of my favorite snacks.
I would sneak into my boots. I would have like Snickers. Like some type of chocolate. that has like peanuts or peanut butter in it for the protein,
That sounds good.
That's smart.
just so I can like break off a piece, throw it in my mouth, and no one like look at me.
Mhm.
Just while everyone's doing those maths problems, you're just shoveling peanuts into your face.
Shoveling like a Snickers, Reese's cups. My like shoes would be filled with chocolate. They'd melt, but hey, they'd have the peanut butter in it, so it'd be fine.
I mean, what if
Yeah.
it melted? Would you look it off
Yes.
yourself?
Yes, immediately.
I'd pull off the shoe. If you're desperate enough. Do you think Alexis is destined to save the world or burn it down?
Burn it down.
Burn it down. I think that girl's a disaster. So yeah.
Yeah, she would burn it down.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like she'd burn it down on purpose.
Yes.
Either, like it could be totally by accident. I totally would buy it, but also I don't think anyone's really. Nobody's kind of given her a good reason not to, have they? They've all treated her a bit.
I mean, I could see her doing it on purpose. I mean, after everything they put her through.
Yeah, either or.
I feel like the only two she wouldn't attack is Hades and Persephone, and then Charlie.
And yeah, Charlie. And Nyx.
Yeah, I was about to say next too.
And then Fluffy Jr.
Yeah, okay, so there's a few people she'll save.
Like those, like her
Can I just
family,
say-
everyone else, fair
Yeah.
game.
I just gotta say, I love Fluffy Jr. I love the scene where she found him and bonded to him.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah, I was really, when we first met him, I was hoping that that's who she would end up bonding with.
Same. So that was one of the main reasons why it was a 2-star, not a 1-star, because I like Fluffy Jr.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find Shay's comments.
Oh yeah, Shay's comments are always fun.
Our friend Shay couldn't be here. She's currently in a different state, hanging out with friends. So she sent, once she finished the book, she sent me her thoughts once I finished.
Cool, good.
She's usually in our comments at like every live show. She's leaning towards a 4 for it because she said the first half was really rough. But then towards the end, she's like, I need book 2. I need to know.
I mean, that's kind of where we got that no matter how low the rating was, we still kind of wanted to know things about book 2.
Yeah.
She said her favorite thing about it was the blood thing.
That's the
Like her
phonic.
powers being the blood and it burns people.
Is
and
it
kills
symphonic
people.
or cathonic? I'm not sure which.
Something like that. Oh, and then how she looked back around to the mother and watched her die at the beginning, the foster mom.
Oh
yeah, I mean, that was quite kind of a moment, like quite a defining moment, wasn't it?
I mean,
the way she kind of.
they didn't
and then she
deserve
sets
having those kids around. They were horrible parents, really.
Yeah, it was actually one of the moments I liked her the most, when she was quite ruthless about it, and she was like, "Oh, he killed her. Take him away."
I mean, the foster dad was like, "It's a Titan. It's a Titan," and honestly,
she's like, "I saw nothing."
After learning stuff after the fact, I don't think it was a Titan. I think it was Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he took the fall for it. So like, I actually quite like that.
And she said that she was already thinking she would be Hades and Persephone's kid. But then she's like, obviously we have the book here for a reason. And she said, so I figured she'd end up with something mildly undead, kind of like a picture. She said she's picturing him, but a little bit more zombified and like horse size.
Yes.
Is
the
how
dirty face is definitely what kind of I was picturing.
And she wants to know more about Nyx. And if she wants to know more about Medusa and if Nyx is related to Medusa. And
I want to know who she's bonded to.
Who was the hoe?
Okay. I was gonna do this as like just type it out, but
Louise doesn't understand that part of it.
Everybody's a fucking hoe. Everybody.
Okay, everybody's a fucking hoe. It's become a running joke at all of our lives that Shay always finds one person, whether it's in the Bob book or our book, that's a hoe. That's one person that pisses her off to no end, that just needs the crap beat out of them, whether she ends up liking that person or not. It's like yesterday she said the other book character was like he was a hoe because he got in his own way. She said
I'm going to agree with her then, everyone.
all of them are
All of them, every single one of them.
So, did anything in this book shock you?
The fact that she wasn't Medusa's kid.
Yeah, I don't know, like, shock as in...
I was waiting for her to find out that Medusa was her mom. And the fact... sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
And the fact that... not that it necessarily shocked me, but the fact she was able to talk to the siren, and nobody else could.
Yeah, that was quite a cool moment.
It was interesting.
It shocked me that Charlie was still alive. And that he was still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have seen it being a big, a kind of set up for book 2, that she goes to get him, and for whatever reason, whether he's just left or he's dead or whatever, then that being the kind of like the push for her to take her vengeance in the sequel, kind of.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was leading up to, is something like that. Any quotes that stood out?
Well, the one that's a spoiler.
I mean, that's a fair one.
I'm just a girl, and it turns out I'm Hercules. Let's spoil the whole book.
I mean, the title is called Blood of Hercules. So we knew going into it, Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules was going to come up.
Again, I thought Hercules was her dad and Medusa was her mom.
That would be interesting. Honestly, you should just rewrite the books. Because I think it'd be so much better if you
I should like our books that we have issues with, I just rewrite them and pop them on Wattpad. Just like rewrite. Nope, I fixed the issue for you gals. I fixed it.
You just print off this chapter, stick it in at this point, and the whole book's different.
Yes, it fixes the whole book. You get a 20-page I fix.
Yeah.
That's what the chapter's called. I fix. Would you recommend this book to others?
It depends on what their triggers are. If they don't mind certain triggers, then maybe.
Yeah, I think
it depends on that. Yeah,
and it would depend on what tropes they liked. If you really like dark, fully kind of romances, then yeah, absolutely.
I didn't feel like. Speaking of that, I didn't really feel like there really was a romance in this. I mean, I know it was leading up to it with the marriage and everything in the end, but like it was forced. She wasn't in love with him yet, so I didn't really feel like it was really a romance. Maybe the second one will.
Yeah, in a way, it's kind of impressive that in a book that supposedly has like 4 at least kind of romantic lines, I wouldn't have said there was a single romance in it. Like usually, you only have one love interest, and you might go, "Oh, it didn't feel very romancy," but this one, there's 4. And I still didn't feel there was a lot of romance.
There was the potential of 5 at one point because what's his name kissed her.
Yeah.
And then he was in her next box.
Oh, yeah, the other competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's more love interest in this. You usually get an entire series. And yeah, I still wouldn't have said it was that romancy a book. Also,
how did the guy who's always helping her, how did he not see into the box as she opened it right next to him? Maybe that it was supposed to be like a big, like, chocolate box size, is how it was described. So why didn't he question, well, what's in the box?
That's a good question.
I just thought of that. I will wait. He never questioned what was in the box.
He just went, oh, that seems normal, yeah.
Oh, what's in the box is our other companion dude that got the squirrel.
Like,
Poor
there's way
squirrel.
too many questions and not enough answers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know y'all's answers to this. Would you reread?
No.
No.
Yes. Would you read another book by this author?
Well, it all depends on what you think of the second book.
I would have to be really, really, really interested in like the premise.
And I just
Lori's
realized,
like, yes, yes.
and I just realized I read the wrong question earlier when I had this one on the screen. Does this book remind you of any others? Not recommend. Does this book remind you of any others?
Oh, well, I know you've already brought up Percy Jackson.
I mean, I wouldn't say it reminds me of Percy Jackson. It's a really different vibe. It reminds me of some of the kind of YA trial type, She's the Chosen One type books.
I will say it did kind of remind me a little bit of Games God's Play, just because both deal with trials and the gods, and I think that's like the only parallel, and the fact that Hades is involved with the main character some way, shape, or form. But
actually, there is another one. Hold on. I need to look at Goodreads.
Past that, I wouldn't really relate it to anything else.
Yeah. I mean, in a little bit, I guess it kind of reminds me of way in some of this, just because we were talking about Sarah J. Maas, it reminds me of some of her books in the way that you have like, I'm a badass female character who can take on any man.
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, it had that kind of vibe to it when she was, I'm so unattractive, and yet apparently I'm so stunningly beautiful, and I'm the smartest person in the room, but also a complete idiot.
Yes, I found it. There is another book that it made me think of. I forgot about it till just now. I read it and gave it 3 stars. It's called The Immortal Games by Annalise Avery.
You gave it 3 stars. I will probably love it. Hold on.
You're like,
if it's making you think of this book.
I remember, I think I borrowed it off of Libby like a while back, and it wasn't bad. I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I didn't hate it.
Said The Immortal Games by Annalise Avery.
Annalise Avery, yeah.
Ooh, that's a pretty cover.
It is. That's why. And then when I saw there was trials with gods, I had to try it.
Here's the cover.
Oh, it is pretty. Yeah, that is a nice cover.
You guys might like it even more than I did, because I gave it 3 stars. But
ages 12 and up. Okay, this one reminds me of a YA version of Games God's Play. Because it's the gods of Olympus randomly select humans as their tokens and then gamble with their lives. The stakes are high and survival is unlikely.
If we're going down the YA route, because obviously this one is so not YA that it's hard to kind of think.
Right.
But YA, there's the Sunbather Trials by Aidan Thomas.
Yes.
Is the kind of the gods and the trials, all of that kind of.
I did really like that first book. I haven't read the second one yet, though.
I have the second one on my TBR for this month coming. I love the first one. I gave it 5 stars.
I still need to read the second
one. I did too, actually.
I'm saving that for November because BA will be announcing their non-binary trans November week. So I'm saving it for that week.
Yeah.
It's one of the few trans books we actually have in the house. So any lingering questions or thoughts on the book that we haven't discussed? Pretty sure we discussed everything.
I can say we've went pretty in depth.
Yeah, pretty much.
And did anybody's rating change?
I don't think my ratings changed, but you have intrigued me more to think about maybe possibly potentially-ish picking up the sequel. Like, I'd still rate it what I rated it, but I'm more interested in the sequel than I was before we started.
Same. I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm not changing my rating, but I do agree. Like, with all these questions that we have, I want to see it resolved.
I want the Clint, I fix. I read it so you don't have to vlog.
Right?
I will do said vlog.
It would be fun to watch.
I will definitely have to do a vlog for y'all just for that.
Yes, definitely.
And then we'll decide whether or not we want to read it.
Yeah.
We'll let you do the hard work.
I'm like, it doesn't show that it's on KU yet because the book's not out yet. So it says
Yeah.
the Kindle edition's $12.99, which is outrageous.
No.
Ooh, Lori's going down slightly.
Going to a 5 instead of a 6. Okay.
It's because of unanswered questions.
Like you just bullied you into taking it down.
I mean, it's funny we convinced Lori to go down from a 6 to a 5.
It's still like a best of the year when you put it at those.
Yeah. If
ratings,
it's still a 5-star, that's still.
But I can't give it a 6 because of some of the unanswered questions. But I am more intrigued by Games God Plays sequel than I am this one.
I'm really intrigued by that one now. I'm
The
really
way
glad
that the book
I'm
ended, the way that the book ended ends in a way that is similar to something that happens in one of the Percy Jackson books. That has my brain going, how are you going to do this? I need to know in an adult setting, how is this going to be? I think my brain's going to be fucked. Like, I feel like I'm going to sob a lot in the sequel to it. If it goes to where I think it might.
Yeah.
Based on what I know via Percy Jackson.
God, I definitely need to get to that one really soon.
Right.
Sequel's out soon, right?
October
28th.
Really not that soon.
I plan on reading it and the sequel for that in November. The 2 sequels for these will be in November. Because October has now been full of a project that I have already decided that I didn't think I was going to do. I was only going to pick 5 books, and now I have 3 separate videos with 5 books in it.
Well, bit different.
It was my fault.
All the covers are pretty, and I need to know.
The pretty covers are a problem.
It's a fall-themed romance reading vlog.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And all the covers have things in common.
Oh, that sounds fun. I will need to look out
But
for them.
that is all we've got for you guys today on this lovely Saturday. I almost said Sunday. Thank you to those who were in our chats. Thank you, Louise, for joining us. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Yep, definitely.
This was so much fun, and both Amanda and Louise are linked down below. So go check out their channels if you haven't already. I think that's everything, right?
Embrace your inner rainbow.
I was about to get to that. I was making sure there wasn't something before that. So embrace your inner rainbow. Take care of your mental health. Hydrate or mummify, as they say. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulously gay day, month, year, whatever it is for you. I hope it's fabulous and gay. Bye. In the broadcast.